Alright guys, one more video. I said two, I'm making three in one day. Knife kits. Since the last knife I showed you was a knife kit that you can buy from Amazon, I want to show you a process that I go through when making my knives, especially a material removal process. My three knives are 1095. The knife kit knife that I got on Amazon, well, the missus bought me on Amazon, is a type of Damascus. Um, anyway, I want to show you what I do kind of when I'm doing this process. First stage is I come up with an idea. I draw it out, blah, blah, blah. I put it on a piece of steel. I normally buy 1095, 01, 5160, A2, D2, because those I can harden and heat treat on my own. Any other steels, any kind of stainless steels, anything like that, I have to ship out and get them heat treated. I don't have the facilities to do it properly. So, take a design, I cut it out, and I get it pretty much roughed in. This would be just, I mean, it's flat, it's 3/16, nothing clean on it. Okay, go through, cut it out, clean it up a bit, just so that I got something to work with. Okay, not too hard. You can cut it out with a bandsaw, a Metabo, well, an angle grinder, I should say, with a cutoff wheel. Um, and then I'll go through and fine tune everything with a Dremel, cleaning up. Not perfectly, because I'm not worried about it at this point. I'll go from there. Now, all three of these, or well, all four of these are completely different blades designs, different styles for different uses. So, ignore that. So, cut out, clean up, good. You can still see line marks on it from me scribbling on the steel, trying to figure out what I was going to do, blah, blah, blah. After this, I start working, putting in edges. Now, this is actually for a friend who's paying me to do this one. But I start working the edge in. This one has a convex, non-sharpened clip point choil up here, which I'm thinking I'm going to make bigger because he wants to be able to grip it. I'm definitely going to make it bigger. But as you can see, it's still rough. Just working at it with files and everything else. Getting pits out of it. Then I'll go through, start cleaning it up, start really working at it. A whole 9 yards. As you can tell, there's still lines on the handle that I need to clean up. I mean, it's a process, right? Still no holes in it, so this one's not hardened yet. It's not heat treated yet. Nothing. So once I get to this point, I get the blade to where I want it. I get the foyers to where I want it. I get the handle to where I want it. Then I'll lay out and pop the holes. Makes sense, right? Do it before it's hardened. Made that mistake once. We'll never do that again. So, say this one's far enough to where I got the holes popped in it. I'm going to start cleaning it all up. What does it mean to clean it all up? I get them clean. And this one's almost there. You can still see some line work in there, but it's basically a mirror polish. See? On both sides, there's some pittage in there that I need to take care of. The holes are in it. This one is hardened and tempered already. You can tell by the black scale that's still in there. I still need to clean that all out. I'll do that all when I take care of the handle. But so yeah, I get to that point. Then once I get this cleaned up a little bit more, I'll put a sharpened edge on it. I do it by hand with whetstones. Takes a while, but it works. I normally leave about a 1/16 edge on there for hardening and everything else, so that I'm not melting away that edge. Because if you get it fully sharpened like a finished product, and you go to stick it in your furnace or using your torches or ovens, whatever you're using your forge to harden your blade, if that is that fine of an edge, it will melt away and it will destroy the edge. So I leave an edge on there. I do all the hardening, and then I sharpen it the rest of the way with whetstones. So just food for thought, because I don't want to ruin that. Because this one is actually dual tempered, or yeah, I super harden the edge, okay, and I put clay basically on the back side of it, and then I harden the back side separately to not quite as hard, but hard enough, and then I temper the whole knife. I'm not going to go through the specifics of it, but I temper the whole knife in a conventional oven. That way I keep the temperature right where I want it, how I want it, for how long I want it, and then let it cool. And when they come out, almost every time it's a beautiful gold color. I've actually wanted to leave knives that color because I love the color of the knife, but it never holds up. So there's no point. This one, like I said, it's just about to the point where I'm ready to put a sharpened edge on it, and then I will buy. I actually have liners. I need to get some. I want to go with micarta on this one, so I'm gonna buy some micarta scales, put those on there. Of course, shape them, everything else myself. So more or less, this is more or less where a kit that you would buy would come in at. You get your knife blank, it's hardened, it's tempered, it's treated already. All you gotta do is drill your holes in your handle material, glue it all together, rivet it all together, and then shape the handle. But we'll go from there. And then, as you've seen, this one the missus bought me as a kit from Amazon. Uh, Again, I got the blade blank, which was very similar to this. Obviously, different material, different shape. Came with the scales. Came with the white liners. Yeah, you guys can see those white liners in there. 3 aluminum pins and copper. I think it's either copper or brass. That's brass. Brass lanyard hole. Basically, all I did was glue them together, size them up, do a rough cutout using my scroll saw. Drilled them out, pinned them, glued them, well, actually epoxy, and then start shaping the handle by hand. Did most of this with angle grinder and a Dremel, and then just hand sand it to the shape I want. So kits are cool. You can put your own personal twist on it. You can make the handle how you want it, whatever thickness you want it. I'm still not 100% sure what kind of material this is. I want to say it's layered by G10. I don't know. It sounded weird. It was very different. I don't know if it's dyed wood. Don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, but that's the idea of a kit. Okay, it's very nice. It skips when you buy a kit. It skips all these parts, but then again, you don't really know exactly what you got. So when I'm making knives for myself or for a friend or a family member, I talk to them. I ask them, what do you want the knife to do? They'll predict pretty much what kind of shape I'm going with and materials I'm going with. Do you want mirror polish? Do you want stone wash? Do you want what are you looking for in your knife? That way you can put your own twist on it. And obviously when they put their own twist on it, it's theirs. That's the point of a custom knife. It's one of a kind. No one else can do it. People can make copies of it, but it'll never be the original. So anyway, if you got a guy out there who's a hunter outdoorsman, or a wife out there that's a hunter or outdoors woman, yeah, and they're really into knives, try picking up one of these kits, or contact someone that who makes knives. Um, it's a lot of fun, especially do-it-yourself kits like these. I didn't think it'd be as fun as it was. It took a lot of the hassle out of the deal. Took a lot of time and money out of the process because when you're making a knife from scratch and you purchase the steel alone is outrageous right now. And then you gotta purchase all the materials separately. And then you're taking all that time to shape, grind, treat, the whole 9 yards. And then normally a lot of people don't know how to heat treat a blade properly. So you gotta pay to ship it out. You gotta pay to have the heat treat, the hardening, and the tempering done properly. Pay for the shipping to come back, and then you still got all the other work to do. So a kit like this, good idea. Probably next weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'll get this out, try it out, see how it does. I'll let you guys know. In fact, I'm actually tempted to buy another kit and see how that one goes. Get on there, puts around extra $50. I mean, $50 for a knife, especially a fixed blade knife, isn't bad. So, anyway, all right, guys, this one's another shorty. About 12 minutes in now. 11 minutes, 31 seconds, 32. So, anyway, I figured that would be something kind of cool to show you, like how a kit works. It takes all this prior work out of the deal, different stages, and then makes it to where you can just more or less assemble, clean, and done. So, alright, guys, until next time, keep your knife sharp, keep your fingers out of the way, and as always, be safe. Later, guys.